Diabetes management can feel like a maze, especially when every small choice might disrupt glucose levels. Many people overlook hidden pitfalls that sabotage blood sugar control and overall energy. By understanding how certain foods, cooking methods, and nutritional gaps affect the body, it's possible to avoid dangerous spikes and dips. Some habits cause surprising harm, depleting vitamins and fueling inflammation. This text uncovers essential insights to help you dodge common traps and maintain a healthier path. And with a few practical steps, you can preserve vital nutrients. Excess refined carbohydrates often lurk in everyday meals, driving rapid glucose surges that leave you feeling drained. White bread, sweets, and other snacks are easy to grab but can undermine metabolic stability. When insulin levels skyrocket to tackle these sudden carb loads, essential nutrients like vitamin B6 can be depleted at a faster rate. This leads to potential nerve issues and fatigue. The body also becomes locked in a cycle of cravings, pushing you to consume more refined products and suffer imbalance. Over time, this pattern disrupts weight management and vitality. Refined grains strip away fiber, which helps slow sugar absorption and stabilize energy. Without enough fiber, blood sugar can spike abruptly and crash just as quickly, leading to mood swings and hunger. These fluctuations put extra strain on the pancreas, forcing more insulin release than normal. That process can deplete vitamin B6 further, diminish nerve protection. Nutrient imbalances also fan the flames of chronic inflammation, a hidden factor in heart and kidney complications. Switching to whole grains can blunt those extremes. In addition to spiking glucose, refined carbohydrates often come paired with added sugars that intensify the burden. When blood sugar remains elevated, the kidneys excrete excess glucose along with crucial micronutrients. This can worsen deficits in vitamins like B6, harming immune function. Repeated insulin surges may increase resistance, driving a loop of rising glucose. Balancing carbs with fiber and protein can help interrupt this cycle. Quick-digesting foods also disrupt hormones that regulate hunger. Without a stable flow of nutrients, you may feel tired soon after eating and seek more snacks. This pattern can heighten stress on the liver, where excess carbohydrates might convert to stored fat. Blood sugar elevation contributes to oxidative stress, which inflames tissues and erodes vascular health. Crucial vitamins keep slipping away, undermining nerve integrity. Incorporating more fiber, protein, and healthy fats into meals can slow glucose release and reduce drastic insulin spikes. Whole fruits, legumes, and vegetables offer a broader range of nutrients, lowering the risk of simultaneous deficiencies. Replacing soda with water or unsweetened teas cuts back on hidden sugars. Small substitutions, such as swapping white rice for quinoa, can make a difference. These choices help conserve vitamins. Consistency leads to more stable energy and better glycemic control. Many individuals assume that a general multivitamin is enough to cover nutritional needs, yet certain vitamins become critical for glucose control. B6, E, and C each play distinct roles in nerve health, immunity, and protection against oxidative damage. When blood sugar remains high, the body flushes out key nutrients faster, widening the gap between intake and demand. Small deficiencies might not cause dramatic symptoms at first, but they gradually erode metabolic stability. Monitoring these vitamins can be crucial for avoiding nerve pain, fatigue, and weakened resistance to illness. B6 helps the body convert food into energy and maintain healthy neurotransmitter function. With diabetes, higher insulin and sugar levels can deplete this vitamin, undermining nerve repair and muscle coordination. Low B6 often emerges through subtle signs like numbness or tingling in extremities, mood shifts, or persistent tiredness. Over time, serious nerve complications may develop, while immune responses weaken and anemia risk can climb. Including chickpeas, salmon, or sunflower seeds can offer a natural boost of B6 to help restore balance. Vitamin E stands guard against oxidative stress, defending cells from damage inflicted by unstable molecules. Diabetics often face heightened oxidative challenges, making E even more vital for nerve, vascular, and cellular health. This fat-soluble vitamin depends on healthy fats for absorption, a process that can be disrupted by poor dietary patterns. When levels drop, neuropathy symptoms may worsen, and heart health can suffer. Nuts, seeds, and avocados serve as prime sources, while supplements in natural D-alpha tocopherol form may be considered when deficits become pronounced. Lack of vitamin C may seem less urgent until infections become frequent, cuts heal slowly, and fatigue sets in. High glucose can interfere with vitamin C uptake by cells, leaving tissues underprotected against free radicals. Overworked kidneys excrete more water-soluble vitamins, further depleting reserves. This creates a vulnerable environment for complications in eyes, kidneys, and nerves, where inflammation flares. Citrus fruits, peppers, and berries can replenish vitamin C, yet supplementation is sometimes recommended to counter ongoing losses and reinforce collagen support. Neglecting essential vitamins also affects fertility, libido, and overall hormone balance. Sperm production in men and ovulatory cycles in women can suffer when the body lacks antioxidants to guard against cellular stress. Reduced vitamin intake disturbs neurotransmitter synthesis, clouding mood and energy. Chronic deficiencies quietly accumulate, weakening the body's ability to handle elevated glucose. Even if dietary changes are underway, consistent monitoring of vitamin status can catch problems early. Proper supplementation might break the chain of compounding damage. Addressing these critical vitamins doesn't mean grabbing random pills off the shelf. Each vitamin has multiple forms, and some versions absorb better than others. For instance, vitamin B6 is pyridoxal 5-phosphate is more easily utilized, while natural D-alpha tocopherol often surpasses synthetic E. Relying solely on processed foods may leave big gaps in nutrient intake, especially when diabetes heightens needs. A conscious approach to meals, with ample produce and healthy fats, can help. Checking blood tests for deficiencies ensures that any supplement plan is targeted and safe. Fear of fat leads some people to cut out nearly all sources of dietary lipids, hoping to keep calories in check. This strategy can backfire, since vitamins like E require fat for absorption, and the body needs essential fatty acids for hormone regulation. Eating too little fat may also destabilize energy levels, as the body can't rely solely on carbs without risking blood sugar swings. Omega-3s from fish or flaxseed bolster cell membranes, easing inflammation and supporting nerves. Over time, a severe fat deficit could aggravate dryness, fatigue, and increased insulin resistance. Inadequate healthy fats impact vitamin E storage, making cells more vulnerable to oxidative stress and free radicals. Fat helps transport E throughout the body, preserving the integrity of nerves, blood vessels, and the retina. Without sufficient lipid carriers, this potent antioxidant struggles to reach the tissues that need it most. Problems in circulation become more pronounced, and nerve issues may flare up. Reintroducing avocados, olive oil, or nuts can gradually rebuild vitamin E status, especially when accompanied by balanced carbohydrate intake. Low-fat diets may also drive people to rely on refined carbs for satiety, compounding the very problem they want to avoid. When appetite isn't satisfied by fats, it's easy to overindulge in starchy or sugary foods that trigger insulin spikes. This approach robs the body of the stabilizing effect that fats have on post-meal glucose. Spikes can become more frequent, draining critical vitamins. Meanwhile, overall mood and energy suffer as hormonal balance tilts off course. Gradual inclusion of moderate amounts of nuts, seeds, and fish can help reverse this trend. Both polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats play crucial roles in diabetic nutrition. Polyunsaturated fats like omega-3 reduce inflammation, bolster nerve health, and can assist with insulin sensitivity. Monounsaturated fats in olives, almonds, or avocados help maintain healthy cholesterol profiles. Cutting out all dietary fat removes these benefits and risks, making blood sugar harder to control. Fat isn't the enemy when chosen carefully. It supports a slower release of glucose into the bloodstream. An overcorrection toward fat-free meals can cause more harm than good. Lack of good fats doesn't just affect blood sugar. It can disrupt cell membranes and hormonal signals. Sex hormones, for instance, rely on cholesterol and other fat-based compounds. Low intakes of essential fatty acids can reduce libido and energy, while also heightening the body's susceptibility to inflammation. In tandem with diabetes, that spells trouble for nerves and arteries. Rebalancing fat intake tends to stabilize overall dietary patterns, diminishing the roller coaster of highs and lows. Approaching meal composition with a mind to quality fats can relieve metabolic stress. Moderation remains key. Dumping excessive amounts of saturated or trans fats into meals can spur weight gain and cardiovascular problems. Instead, focusing on sources like cold water
With
fish,
prudent choices,
chia seeds,
fat becomes an
walnuts,
ally,
and
not a
extra
foe,
virgin olive oil
supporting the
supplies
body's
protective
vitamin
fatty
needs
acids
and metabolic
Vitamin E
goals.
absorption
High
improves
heat
in
or
tandem,
prolonged cooking
and the
erodes
synergy
vital
helps
nutrients,
cushion cells from
especially
oxidative
water-soluble
harm.
vitamins
This
like
balanced
C,
strategy
which
can
already
complement a
face
high
steep
fiber,
losses in
moderate carb
diabetes.
plan
By
geared
the
towards
time
stable
overboiled
glucose or heavily fried foods reach the plate. Their antioxidant potential can plummet. This impairs collagen formation, immune strength, and nerve maintenance. Rapid cooking methods such as steaming or light sautéing preserve more micronutrients, boosting the protective roles of vitamins B6 and C. Overcooked meals also tend to lose color, flavor, and texture, making them less appealing and potentially laden with processed additives. Vitamin C breaks down quickly under heat, so relying on heavily cooked vegetables diminishes intake and leaves tissues more vulnerable to inflammation. This can worsen issues like slow wound healing and gum problems as collagen synthesis stalls. Diabetics already struggle to maintain consistent vitamin C levels because of frequent urination and glucose competition at the cellular level. Gentle cooking methods or even raw consumption, when safe, lock in more of this essential nutrient. Those who prefer warm dishes might opt for brief steaming or stir-frying to limit vitamin losses. Overcooking can also alter the structure of proteins and carbohydrates, sometimes creating compounds that burden the liver and kidneys. The more the food is exposed to intense temperatures, the higher the chance of losing water-soluble vitamins. For instance, vitamin B6 can degrade under extended heat, jeopardizing nerve support and neurotransmitter balance. This depletion can go unnoticed until neuropathy symptoms become persistent. Minimizing exposure to excessive heat or discarding cooking water where vitamins have leached helps retain beneficial compounds. Frying oils repeatedly or at high temperatures can spawn harmful oxidative byproducts, neutralizing any healthy fats that might have been present. This further undermines vitamin E's role as an antioxidant, since the supply can get spent battling these damaging molecules. Adding to the trouble, some cooking methods rely on refined flours or sugar-heavy batters, compounding glucose spikes. Steaming or baking at moderate temperatures with whole grain coatings or spices can preserve more nutrients and curb dangerous compound formation. Long simmering or boiling draws out vitamins into the cooking liquid, which often ends up discarded. Soups and stews can retain nutrients if the broth is consumed, but overheated or oversimmered recipes can still degrade sensitive vitamins. Diabetics who rely on cooked vegetables for fiber might lose out on essential antioxidants when these methods are taken to extremes. A variety of techniques, raw, lightly cooked, roasted, can spread out the risk of nutrient depletion. Checking color and texture as a guide ensures produce retains more of its natural vibrancy and health benefits. Choosing the right cookware also matters. Certain metals may accelerate nutrient loss or leach unwanted elements into meals. Though these effects might be minor, every bit of vitamin preservation can count for someone balancing diabetes. Non-stick surfaces allow lower temperature cooking, but caution is needed to avoid overheating them. Glass or ceramic baking can help maintain consistent heat without extreme temperatures. Paying attention to time and temperature yields tastier, more nutritious meals, safeguarding the vitamins that help regulate nerves and sugar metabolism. Focusing solely on cutting carbs can lead people with diabetes to overlook the balance needed between proteins, fats, and total carbohydrate load. When proteins are too low, the body might struggle to repair tissues and maintain immune defenses. Meanwhile, inadequate protein intake can also affect muscle mass, which influences insulin sensitivity. Overemphasizing carbs, even if they're complex, can still cause fluctuations unless enough protein and fats are present to slow absorption. Achieving equilibrium across all macronutrients supports steadier glucose levels, Excess protein, however, can burden the kidneys, especially if diabetic nephropathy is a concern. While protein aids in satiety and muscle maintenance, going overboard can prompt metabolic stress. Moderation ensures the body can handle protein breakdown products without straining renal function. That balance is easier to achieve by including lean sources like poultry or fish, complemented by plant-based proteins from beans or lentils. This approach prevents the extreme swing seen in very low-carb or high-protein diets that lack nuance. Carbohydrates themselves need careful distribution. Consuming a large portion at once may trigger an insulin surge, draining key vitamins and leaving the blood sugar roller coaster more intense. Spreading carbs throughout the day helps keep glucose steady and reduces the load on the pancreas. Pairing those carbs with healthy fats or protein further blunts spikes, preserving resources like vitamin B6. This synergy is vital for nerve function, so missing the mark repeatedly can open the door to neuropathy and fatigue. Regular, balanced meals are the cornerstone of stable control. Fat intake must also be tailored to individual needs. Too little, and vitamin E absorption falters, plus blood sugar can become volatile. Too much, especially if saturated, can impede cardiovascular health and compound insulin resistance. Targeting a balance of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats helps preserve vascular function and nutrient transport. Instead of fixating on a single nutrient, viewing meals as a collective synergy can optimize vitamin retention. The body operates best when macros cooperate, fueling long-lasting energy rather than surging or crashing. Time and meal frequency factor into macronutrient balance. Extended gaps without eating can cause dips in blood sugar, prompting the body to compensate with stored glycogen or stress hormones. If large meals follow these fasts, the resulting sugar spike can be more drastic. Small to moderate meals spaced evenly throughout the day may stabilize glucose and lighten the load on insulin. This approach also helps maintain a steady intake of vitamins, since extreme hunger might push people toward quick, low-nutrient options. Consistency rewards the body with more predictable energy. Many commercial diets promise quick fixes by slashing one macronutrient group, but these programs rarely address the unique nutritional needs of diabetics. Rigid restrictions can backfire, leading to deficiencies in vitamins B6, E, and C, all essential for warding off complications. A flexible meal plan with balanced macros encourages the body to use energy efficiently, protect nerves, and reduce oxidative stress. Tracking not just carbs, but the proportions of protein and fat provides a more holistic view. Over time, such balance can yield sustainable glucose management and overall vitality. Beyond diet, stress can sabotage blood sugar control. Elevated cortisol nudges the liver to release more glucose, potentially eroding vitamin stores needed to combat inflammation. When under strain, people often crave sugary comforts, compounding the dietary burden. Chronic stress can impair sleep, and poor rest disrupts hormones that regulate appetite, encouraging late-night snacking or unbalanced meals. These behaviors further chip away at essential vitamins. Combining relaxation methods with mindful eating often helps stabilize both glucose and mood. Inadequate sleep alters ghrelin and leptin levels, hormones tied to hunger and satiety. Shortened rest can trigger carb cravings and reduce willpower for healthier food choices, creating a cycle that depletes nutrients. With diabetes, this effect is magnified as fatigue impedes the body's capacity to process glucose effectively. Taking steps to improve sleep hygiene, like setting consistent bedtimes and limiting screen exposure, can yield noticeable benefits. Quality rest also boosts immune function, allowing vitamins to support repair processes more effectively. Medication regimens can drain specific nutrients over time, especially if they alter kidney function or digestive absorption. Metformin, a common prescription for diabetes, has been linked to lower B12 levels, and similar depletions might involve B6. Blood pressure medications can interfere with nutrient balance too, further complicating dietary efforts. Speaking with a healthcare provider about periodic lab tests for vitamin status can catch these issues early. Adjusting supplementation or meal plans becomes simpler when armed with accurate data. Alcohol intake frequently undermines diabetic management, yet it's sometimes overlooked as a source of hidden carbs and a vitamin depleter. The liver prioritizes alcohol metabolism, sidelining glucose regulation and antioxidant defenses. Over time, vitamin E and B6 levels can drop, leaving nerves and blood vessels more exposed to oxidative damage. Even if caloric intake is accounted for, alcohol can destabilize blood sugar unpredictably. Mindful consumption or abstaining altogether can free up nutrient capacity for healing and maintenance, which is vital under diabetic strain. Smoking also accelerates vitamin depletion and heightens oxidative stress. Nicotine constricts blood vessels, making it harder for cells to get oxygen and nutrients, compounding the challenges of diabetes. Combined with high blood sugar, smoking intensifies the risk of complications like neuropathy and retinopathy. Any efforts at vitamin supplementation fight an uphill battle against these destructive forces. Reducing or quitting stress management can give the body a better chance to retain vitamins, medication and recover normal blood flow. And limiting harmful habits, especially in delicate tissues, dietary efforts like the eyes, to keep glucose in check. Each positive step saves vitamins and minerals from being needlessly exhausted. When energy is steady, stress hormones calm down, and cravings often become easier to control. This synergy fosters a healthier environment for nerves, kidneys, and circulation. By aligning lifestyle factors with a careful nutritional approach, many obstacles to stable diabetes control become more manageable, paving the way for long-term well-being. While managing diabetes can feel restrictive, there are ways to elevate meals with gourmet elements that still honor nutritional guidelines. Using herbs, spices, and high-quality ingredients can transform simple dishes into vibrant experiences. Fine cuts of fish or lean meats paired with nutrient-dense vegetables add protein, fiber, and vitamins in each bite. Mindful plating encourages portion control, preventing carb overload. Rather than drowning meals in heavy sauces, light marinades or fresh herbs can enhance flavor without excess sugar or refined oils. Including diverse textures and colors boosts appeal and nutrition. Roasting peppers, tomatoes, or zucchini at moderate heat preserves vitamin C while intensifying natural sweetness. Adding seeds or nuts on top supplies healthy fats to aid vitamin E absorption, creating a balanced synergy. Experimenting with international cuisines, from Mediterranean to Japanese, can spark new ideas for combining high-fiber grains with antioxidant-rich produce. By exploring these options, diners discover that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring or bland. Advanced supplementation may step in when whole foods alone don't keep pace with diabetes-driven nutrient losses. Liposomal vitamin C formulas can improve absorption by encasing the nutrient in phospholipids, bypassing some digestive pitfalls. Similarly, B6 and pyridoxal 5-phosphate form enter cells more efficiently, helping offset the depletion caused by higher sugar and insulin levels. Natural vitamin E, labeled as D-alpha tocopherol, tends to be better recognized by the body than synthetic versions. However, any supplement regimen benefits from professional guidance. Not everyone needs high-dose supplementation, and excess intake of fat-soluble vitamins can be harmful. Checking levels through blood tests helps tailor doses and avoid overdoing it. Some people respond to modest amounts that fill diet gaps, while others might require more aggressive correction. Diabetics balancing multiple medications should consider potential interactions, since certain drugs may intensify or reduce nutrient uptake. Building a supplement plan around verified deficiencies ensures that money and effort aren't wasted chasing unneeded solutions. Gourmet dishes can utilize these supplements creatively, such as blending vitamin C powder into low-sugar sorbets or incorporating B6 fortified ingredients in sauces. While cooking might degrade some vitamins, careful timing and gentle methods preserve potency. Pairing supplements with mealtime also improves assimilation, as the digestive system is primed. By weaving these enhancements into daily routines, it becomes easier to counteract losses and support vascular, nerve, and immune function. Approaching supplementation as part of a comprehensive strategy prevents mindless pill popping. Whether indulging in fine dining or crafting simpler meals, the principle remains the same. Choose nutrient-dense ingredients, balance macros, and fortify where needed. Monitoring vitamins B6, E, and C underscores how intimately they tie into glucose control, nerve health, and inflammation management. Supplements can bridge the gap left by dietary constraints, but they work best alongside mindful cooking and lifestyle adjustments. By treating food as both nourishment and enjoyment, diabetics can maintain variety and flavor without sacrificing essential vitamins or stable glucose. For those ready to experiment, high-quality herbs and spices can replace salt or sugar-laden seasonings. Incorporating subtle layers of flavor reduces reliance on sweeteners that intensify glucose fluctuations. Splashes of citrus, fresh basil, or chili flakes make dishes pop without driving up carbohydrate counts. Lightly drizzling extra virgin olive oil over grilled vegetables can assist vitamin absorption and add richness. These methods show that thoughtful preparation can satisfy the palate while reinforcing balanced nutrition, even when living with diabetes. Revisiting these common missteps shows how small choices compound into big challenges for diabetics. Each shift, swapping refined carbs for whole grains, supporting key vitamins, balancing good fats, cooking gently, aligning macros, managing stress, and experimenting with gourmet nourishment, reinforces steadier glucose and safeguards crucial systems. Start where it feels easiest, then expand into a consistent routine. If this resonates, consider subscribing and sharing your feedback to spark healthier habits and encourage ongoing discovery.